bring the temperature down long enough that we can ask staff to do this in an organized way and report back via email to us, by the middle of the day tomorrow about what it would take to get 2,000 subpoenas by certified mail.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I would also like staff to, obviously there's a time by which all 2,000 will be mailed out, but again, I would urge staff to be able to get out a significant number by close of business Monday and not spend all its time trying to determine how long it will take to get all 2,000 out. While doing that, also prepare enough to notify people so that by Thursday there are enough people that have been previously notified to come in and start this investigation. So I don't need to make a motion. I think staff is aware of the importance of this and the fact that we need people here on Thursday to begin this process.
And let me come back to the point, and I think it's got to continue every day until we get done. I don't know how else we get through this. It's an impossible situation, but it means coming back on Friday, it means coming back next Saturday, it means coming back, I'll go to Sunday afternoon, it means going through until, I'll say, noon on Christmas Eve, and it means resuming on immediately the day after Christmas. We have no choice. But I don't get the sense that's what you really want to do. If that's the situation you've created, then let's set that as the schedule.
That's not the situation we've created. This is a situation created by a federal court order and several directives that have followed telling us to question 2,000 poll workers, something we've never done as a board, something not contemplated by state law, something so far outside the bounds of what's reasonable that it's leaving us sitting here with no other choice.
Okay,
We didn't create
then
this
we're in
mess.
agreement on what the schedule is going to be?
I don't think there's an agreement about this.
Well, I'd like to get it figured out, because we've all got plans that we're trying to make.
Why don't we each submit a written proposal of what the schedule
Let's get it done, fellas.
I'm not prepared today to tell staff that they have to work around the clock to comply with this. It is what it is at this point. Perhaps tomorrow Judge DeLotte will give us more guidance, and that'll help us. That's sort of what I hope happens. Yeah, there is a motion on the floor. Thank you, Mr. Stevenson, for that. There's a motion on the floor. Close the business on Sunday. We voted on that motion.
We can't hear you. This is a public meeting and we should be able to hear everything every person says today. And you seem to think that you're exempt from that.
Ma'am, let's just keep some order about this. I promise I will open it up to a limited amount of public comment today, because it is a Saturday, but he was trying to, Mr. Stevenson was simply trying to remind us about what motion was on the floor. Barb, I hate to do this to you.
I agree, it's the motion to go by certified mail.
I
That was
just
my
read
amendment.
the text talk, I can't, I just,
You're right.
let me look real
Right.
quick. And you wanted, it was all in favor, aye. All right, we're not going to get to by the end of business on Sunday. I don't recall it ever received a second. I'll second.
Go ahead. Thank you. All right. My recollection is that we did vote on the motion to certify mail. We split on the vote on that motion. That was the only thing. The other.
I moved to amend. All we voted on was the amendment.
I agree. I ask you to put in the form of a motion to send the subpoenas by certified mail. That was done. Mr. Burke offered an amendment. The motion on the certified mail subpoenas has not been voted on. Mr. Burke's amendment to that, to get it done by close of business on Sunday, has been voted on.
Okay, so the greater motion of doing it by certified mail rather than by personal service.
Right.
Got it. Okay. We agree that we should definitely do this by certified mail, not by personal service. Who made that motion? You remember? I made the motion that we definitely do it by certified mail. Do I have a second? Second. Any discussion? All All in favor of doing this by certified mail? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, 3-1, the motion carries.
Now,
All right.
may I ask what we're gonna do if somebody doesn't show up?
I mean, I guess my answer to your question would be, what would we do if somebody didn't return the questionnaire? Wouldn't we ask them to show up? Wouldn't we pursue them?
No, there is a difference when you issue a subpoena. Then when you're sending us and asking them to respond.
State law gives us the authority to issue a subpoena, administer oaths to make sure we're doing our responsibilities. You asked that we've issued subpoenas before. You did it earlier in this election cycle. There's nothing unusual about issuing subpoenas. You asked. We opposed you once before.
Yes, you did.
Great.
In the past, when we have issued subpoenas, we have had them personally served by the sheriff.
Okay, well, I mean, the motion, pass the motion to do it by certified mail at least. And I think it's just a question we have to take up. I don't know that we're going to solve all the problems associated with this process this morning.
And fine, we've done that. I would like to move so that we get this schedule clarified. That the board be in session on Thursday the 16th, Friday the 17th, Saturday the 18th, Sunday afternoon the 19th, Monday the 20th, Tuesday the 21st, Wednesday the 22nd, Thursday the 23rd, and Monday on the 23rd.
I'll second that motion. Oppose the motion at this point based on the fact that we should not be doing that at this juncture. If the secretary decides to break the tie and forces this board to be in session during those periods, I suppose we'll have to do that absent some court action to the contrary, but forcing this board to do that because of this significant change in law that's forced upon this board is improper. So I'm going to oppose.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
just as a point of clarification, we had some discussion, I believe, yesterday about the process whereby the secretary breaks a tie. At that point, Mr. Burke suggested that we ask her to expedite that, and at that point, he insisted on a 14-day period.
No, I didn't. I just didn't want to be bound. I never said I was going to take all 14 days, but I'm also not going to rush anything because you all want to rush it. Rushing, frankly, in my mind, rushing it is what got us into this mess. We got rushed to the federal court and got a rushed court decision, and that's why we're sitting here, in my mind.
There is some urgency here because we have to make a decision theoretically prior to January 1st.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Go ahead.
We have an election that needs to be decided,
Not
we have an
right.
issue that needs to be decided, and I think there is some urgency to address the question as promptly, expeditiously as possible. It seems fairly clear to me that there has been some level of reluctance to do that.
Any further discussion on this motion to determine the hours of this board operating at this point? Again, I may be in favor of what you've described, but I would like to get a better handle on how we're going to move forward. And just to be fair, 2010-80, which is the latest directive, is only about 48 hours old in itself. And as you correctly pointed out, I was out of town for a day, came back early to do this meeting today, worked to put together our proposal. So we've done what we can do to move rapidly. Any further discussion on the next motion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? No. Another one. Okay.
However, Mr. Chairman, I think all four of us are prepared to work diligently through this process, and I think we'll have a better sense of how to proceed and exactly when to proceed as the responses to the subpoena start coming back. And I think that that's probably a more appropriate way to set the schedule. And I've looked forward through Christmas Eve. Well, I think we're all willing to spend the time, so I don't think that there is any lack of commitment